With the main navigation spacing issue resolved, we can now jump into applying some formatting to our high-resolution layout. And we're just going to get started in a very, very simple way here in this exercise, and then we'll move into our navigation menu. Again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a sort of a top-down approach. I'm going to start with our master div here, and then we'll work down from there. So all I'm going to do in this exercise, super easy, is I'm simply going to change the color of the border that is being applied to the master div. That's it for this exercise. Super easy. So I'm going to head back over to my external style sheet. I'm going to scroll down into my high resolution media query. So go and find that guy. Now this gets a little bit complicated, by the way, because we're working with 3 different media queries. Imagine we're working with 3 different lists of rules. So you've got to make sure that not only that you're in the right list of rules, the right media query, but that you're targeting the right rule in the right media query. So it gets a little bit more involved. So what it is it's the master ID selector inside the high resolution media query. This is one of the reasons why I had us insert these comments, these CSS comments in here to help us along. So look for your master. He's got a background and the width and so on. It's his border that I'm after. Specifically, the color, I should say, on his border, the RGB color values that we're using. So right now we're using black. That's no good. I want to dress it up a little bit. So here's the 3 RGB color values that I'm going to use. 193, 193, 180, 152. That's it. And once again, of course, these are all color values that I figured out ahead of time before we actually got to this point. I always encourage things like that, knowing what you're after before you go and start plugging values in. Head back over to your browser and refresh, and what we'll get is sort of this, I guess, sort of a mid-brownish color there that's going to wind up kind of a, I guess you could say like a dark tan color, kind of a neutral color there. So that's it. That's all we're after in this exercise. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the header out. We actually want to wind up with a background graphic inside the header, which we'll get to in just a little while. We'll also wind up getting a logo into the header as well. So what I'm going to do in the next exercise is I'm going to skip down and we'll start working on the main navigation menu. There's just a couple of minor things that I want to do to this guy.